Welcome to Sports Filter in Action TL2 131 by Shauna Messenger. The organisation I have chosen is AC Filed Community Foundation, and they're sponsored by Base Systems, and they're helping to keep the filed community and in also the pesting areas active. I'm going to be talking about who they are as a foundation, a video diary of what I've been doing throughout the placement, what are my aims before and during the placement, what are the social benefits of the foundation, how has the placement benefited me as a coach, the local and national strategies, what are the wider social benefits of the foundation, and how has Filed achieved their aims in the community, and my own personal goals. So who are AC Filed Foundation? The foundation is an organisation which is located in St Lythan and based in the area of Preston and the Filed areas. They offer opportunities, and they're committed to offering sporting opportunities to all areas of the community, and the ages are ranging from year 1 to 6th form. They offer an education programme, community activities such as half-term camps, development centres and health and wellbeing. This relates to us coaches such as myself going to schools, delivering the PE sessions or delivering to other age groups different activities and to keep the community active. So a video diary, the purpose of me doing this video diary is to keep up with my progress of my placement, to demonstrate and understand the social benefits of the community. My aims before and through the placement. So my first aim was to find a placement relevant to my career path, to challenge my ability as a coach and come out of my comfort zone. Teamwork, so helping out the organisation if they needed covering sessions. So I first started out doing like 8 hours, and then I've done 10 hours, 12 hours and so on. And if they did anything covering, I could do the sessions so I was available. Creativity, making up my own different plans for different sports. So my main sport was football, but now because I've been coaching for AC Filed, I've learned how to do different sports by myself or asking other co-workers how to do a certain plan for this type of school, what they've taught out before, and which is great to get other feedback of other coaches. Another view of the foundation is that they have 4 main areas, which is education, the futsal programme, community and the health and wellbeing. We offer a high quality coaching throughout the development centres, going into schools as lunchtime clubs, after school clubs, youth clubs, nurseries, and the foundation work with a lot of partners and sustain money to be able to keep the company running and to keep the community enhanced with activities. To name a few partners who are linked with the foundation are, so we've got a principal partner which is the Base Systems. We have multiple sports activity camps which is by Frank Whittle Partnerships. We have a Train Like Pro Education, Godrilla Resources and Spirit Energy, High School Sports, K-Pack and Rustlers, Coach Bento which is by McDonald's, the Lancashire County Council, the Files Council, and the 2 main sponsors are Big Lottery Fund and Sport England, which have the money to give us to be able to pay for the coaches, the foundation itself, to have the hire the facilities out, and also the schools who we go to, they have like certain amount of money for the sports sector, so they pay us organisations. There's not just us an organisation, there's also others, so such as Blackpool Community, which I used to volunteer for them. So how has a placement benefited me as a coach? I have gained a better insight into coaching in different schools with different age groups and abilities. So I've gone into different schools in different areas of the Filed community and of the Preston community with different age groups and different abilities. So some schools can have low ability, some schools can have high ability, and I've got to adapt. So when I first started going off into schools, I didn't know what their ability was, so I had to adapt to the certain sessions what I've done. I have learnt to obviously adapt to the sessions, increase or decrease in numbers. So if there was less numbers, I had to adapt to bring the session more closer in. Also, there's more numbers, increase the session to make the session bigger make it more enjoyable. I've learned to be confident in my own coaching ability and to communicate well in a well-established team. So if I couldn't make a session for a reason, I could communicate really well and tell them, can you cover my session, or I can cover their session, or if I didn't know how to do a session, I can ask them how to do that if they've been to school before, which when I first started, I get really well, some co-workers, so I've asked them and how to do this session, or I've got in, how was your school been for you when you did it? They said, yeah, it was a good school, or they've said, like, it's actually a bad school, so you just got to be wary of what to do, or just ask for help. Learning to deal with situations correctly, making sure everyone's having a good time, having fun in the sessions. Social benefits of young people in sport. So according to Sport England, they have stated that people who take up sport improve their numeracy skills by 8% compared to those who don't take up sport. There are sport programmes aimed at youth, which helps prevent crime and reduces crime, and this gets them off the street and into classrooms, and achieving transferable skills, and could lead them to get a job in the sports industry. So on Tuesday and Thursday I do youth clubs from 5 till 7, so 5 PM till 6 we have the young age group from 5-year-olds to 12, and we can do multi-sport skills, like there's football for the boys, which they really love, or when the girls come. Okay, it's more of a drop-in, drop-out session, so you can turn up, but you have to have a form to fill out, and have your mum and dad's phone numbers, because if anything happens, we have to bring them up. So sometimes they can turn up, sometimes they don't have to turn up, they don't have to tell us. We've just got to be there at the session, ready for them to come and join. And the second session, it's for 12 to 17-year-olds, and we can ask them what they want to do. It could be football, it could be rugby, it could be just playing duck duck goose or something with the girls, what they want to do. It's up to them. And then we've got our social cohesion sports programmes which have potential, which will link up and we strengthen the networks of the community and bring the community together. The local strategies, so the main one is wire and filed sports partnerships. So the aim is they will lead the delivery of multi-sports with girls and boys football in primary schools on the Files coast. The Filed Foundation are linked with obviously wild and filed sports partnerships, and this commenced in 2013. The FC Filed will be delivering sports throughout the Filed region. This will help grow and develop awareness of the foundation. Also, we are linked up with Blackpool Districts Youth Football League, Lancashire Football Association, Fylde Borough Council, and obviously Wire and Fylde School Sports Partnership. National strategies, it's the main one, which is Sport England, which majority of organisations get their funding from Sport England. So Sport England is one of our main partners, which we are likely to get our funding from, as well as other providers which I've mentioned before, such as Lancashire Sports Partnerships, McDonald's, Base Systems, which obviously give us a bit of money to help us as well. The new strategy which Sport England are investing are funding for the children aged 5 and upwards to be active, including fund for families and offering training at least 2 teachers in every secondary school to help meet the children's needs. So instead of most of coaches going in to help them, the schools are investing more in the teachers. Instead of investing more money into coaches coming in, they're investing in the teachers who are already on the salary there to upgrade their skills in teaching PE instead. What are the wider social benefits of AFC Filed? So we have sport and health, sport and crime, and equality. So sport and health, the foundation have different opportunities for different age and genders, and for disabilities, which we have activities, and it doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, we cater for all abilities. Sport isn't just for schools. The foundation offer development centres to play football, or there's other activities such as dance classes, which obviously girls mainly enjoy. For example, I do a youth club on Tuesday and Thursday. Children come in from 5 to 17-year-old and they get involved in different activities what we provide. Sport and crime. This is a key theme as a foundation, as we have several youth clubs around the region, which I've just stated before. We get kids aged 5 to 17 that come down, get them off the street, and just make sure they're having fun and getting active, and make sure they're not obviously getting into trouble, and make sure they're staying safe in a good environment, and where they can meet new friends and also get active at the same time with equality. So I found that Active Lancashire have stated that sport is about fairness, equality of access, recognising these equalities and addressing them to make sport accessible to anyone in this society or community. So my placement and my job role, before I started work at IC Filed, I was volunteering at Blackbrook FC. I had to make a decision where I had to leave that and put that aside, and because this was an actual paid job role which I needed, and it's an actual job I want to do, I actually got an interview which I didn't think I would get, which I'm quite proud I've got, and it was the director of the company called Tom Hutton, and he straight away said, come for an interview, and he just said, tell me about yourself, what's your background, and where have you come from. And I told him what my background was in sports coaching. I used to be a teacher at a primary school in Bradford before I went to university, and that I delivered sports sessions in different sports and different age groups from year 1 to year 6, which were they were looking for. And he said to me next day, can you come down to a session, do a dodgeball session, and do a session dodgeball between 5 to 12-year-olds, and I got good feedback. I was disciplined, well planned session, and the only thing they could negative about was just projecting my voice more, which is understandable with new children and a new environment. For this module you have to have 30 minimum hours, and I first got the job within half an hour of having that interview as in the coaching session for an hour. As soon as I got that job, I did 8 hours a week, and then I did 9 or 10 hours. So throughout the first month I started working there, I did 4 to 5 hours, which is way over 30 hours. But I don't want to do the minimum, I want to do more and more hours to get more experience and more ability, and then carry it on. And obviously I've sustained my job then, which I'm going to keep, and I want to keep, because when I graduate university I want to do this as my job. So some of the sports I've never actually taught before, but I have an understanding how to teach it, but I've always asked for help, or I can go online, or I've had help from my tutors when also they've taught some sessions in different contexts, which has really helped me through my university, because I've been here 3 years now, which is really good. My reflections of my placement, so I've done more than required of 30 hours, which is really good. I'm not just there just getting my 30 hours and then going away, I'm actually staying with the job. It's not just a placement for me, it's an actual job. I have obtained this and I want to do once I graduate university. I've enjoyed it so far, getting to know the children and what their abilities are, and adapting sessions to their needs. And I've also made really good friends with my co-workers who I work with on a Tuesday and Thursday at the youth club to get along really well. They always help me if I need anything from university, as they went to university before, and being there, we've done that. They know how hard it is. And also the children always ask me if I'm coming back next week, but I have to say to them I don't know, because the rota changes every week, which is unfortunate, because I'd rather keep at the same schools every week, keep it consistent, but unfortunately we don't do that. And then throughout what I've been talking, I've got some references here, which I've obtained and left on there. Thank you.